Hello, everybody, and welcome to SpyPie Gaming TV. Before we get into today's video, I'd like to go ahead and just say that we do have a live stream on Twitch. Now, today is Wednesday when this is uploaded, and there won't be a live stream tonight. However, there will be one Thursday night and Friday night as well. So, come and check out our stream at SpyPie Gaming at twitch.tv.com. And join in. We're going to be playing ESO and a bunch of other games to kind of just, really just have a lot of fun with it. It's more of a side thing as well. So the channel will always be first, and I want to make that very clear. Everything that I do is for the channel and for you guys, and this is just now another way for you guys to interact with us and build up that community that we love so much that we have here on SpyPie Gaming TV. Now, I'm going to go ahead and talk about a topic that everyone has been kind of going over recently. Um, and you've seen it, I'm sure. I know that the Act Man put out a long video on trash talk in video games. Asmongold's been reacting to it. We have other content creators, other streamers who are putting in their 2 cents, and this all really spawned off of a tournament event that had happened where two people had ended up getting disqualified and banned from the tournament due to trash talking. So in this video, I'm kind of just going through my thoughts and what I think about trash talk in video games and why, I feel like at a certain point, there is a level of competitive edge that is in that. I think that having competition and, in gaming is really what makes it separate from just playing with your friends at home. You know, I'm a very competitive person, and I know that some of you guys might not be, especially the people who watch this channel who are predominantly ESO players. You may actually just enjoy the housing feature. You may be someone who your favorite thing in the game is World of Warcraft pet battles or Pokemon, or you might be a born again hardcore playing Diablo 2. Like back in the old days, you might have known those games. You might have been there when Soul Calibur came out, and you and me and all of us together, everyone that kind of mixes into the gaming genre, all the people who play games, I think there's a healthy balance. I think there's a healthy middle ground for what really is okay to do in tournaments and what is not. And looking at other tournaments, we can really see like there's a big difference, right? And it's mostly around the game being played. We see in things like Smash Brothers tournaments that people show up unwashed and in a very bad state, and they have to post up, basically warning signs saying, "Hey, if you don't shower before this tournament, you're immediately not allowed to play." They also have things in other gaming genres like esports where Call of Duty, right? These people play on a big stage and they definitely bring in a lot of views. And even World of Warcraft has the MDI, even though a lot of us forget what the MDI is, and it's the mythic, huh. Anyway, so the whole point of this is that we, as gamers, we like to see our favorite kind of streamers, our big influencers, if you would, be predominant in these kind of sports. We like to see the people who are good at games do that thing, and it's no different than like in sports, right? Because what happens in sports, right? We see it day in, day out. If you watch any sport, anything, football, basketball, soccer, teammates do typically trash talk a little bit, but they are held to a higher standard. They're seen as icons. Whereas in gaming, it still has a long time to really unfurl that esports is a sport. And so right now it's in this defining time where we've seen a lot of really just big tournaments, really big events, really big, showcases of gamers at their peak level. And that is amazing. But to really push forward on esports, I think that we have to look at a couple different points. Firstly, is sponsors, right? Um, a lot of people don't realize, but money that comes in for sports is typically generated from, your AT&Ts, your T-Mobiles, your whatever, right? These people put their name, their logo onto the marketing for this tournament. And because of that, at a certain point, there is a level of you have to present yourself formally in some way, right? Now, I understand that like marketing and advertising and a bunch of other things such as copyrights and whatnot, these are old medias. These are things that have been kind of stuck in their roots traditionally over the last couple years. We saw that with Twitch and the music library not being able to be streamed and people having to gut their profiles of videos that have, 5 seconds of a Linkin Park album in it. The Really what we're seeing is a pullback, from marketing executives, people who want to put their name on people and events. And I think that at a certain point, if you are representing another company, if you are representing an interest of a company, you do have to hold yourself to a higher standard because you're not only representing yourself and your team as well as the other players that are also playing, but you also have to represent who is paying the bills. You don't bite the hand who feeds, right? Now, on the other hand, I'm going to go ahead and play devil's advocate and say that when it comes to trash talking in video games, that's what we all do a little bit, right? You sit down with your buddies, you play a game of Smash Brothers, and guess what? 5 minutes in, you're going, man, you're garbage. I'm gonna win. I'm better than you. I'm a Cloud main. I'm a Fox main. I'm a whatever, and you get this a little bit of pride from it. But competitive nature is normal, especially when we look at gaming, right? Competition is what drives a lot of us to be better at games. We want to stick up with our friends. We want to be ready for the next raid tier. We want to be ready when the next, season pass drops or whatever. And actually, if you're wondering, I have a video about battle passes on the channel if you would like to check out that and why they really just suck for the gaming industry. However, we do organize in that way. We organize and say, look, the new season's coming out. New things are coming out to our game, new events, and our raid group starts to get ready. Our team starts to get ready. Our friends, they start to get gear and become, ready for the next patch. And we have a competitive edge to at least stay similar with our raid group, right? We want to be around about the same level as our friends, or maybe even better if you are extremely competitive, as I am, where I definitely put way too many hours into just really just trying to get my paladin worked out back in Legion so that I could do the most damage against the other paladins. I wanted to be top paladin. It didn't quite work that way, but I was very close and I was very proud of my achievements in that game. And so I can understand from the player perspective why competition in gaming is important. And when it comes to tournaments, when it comes to events, live stream events, you're going to see some people who are absolutely wanting to say some things, make some snide remarks here and there, get in the head of the other player, and mess with each other, right? A lot of it is just bants. It's a lot of, messing around with your buddies. It's a lot of colloquialisms, right? Things that we've been doing for a while, such as teabagging. Like that's a thing that has been a current through all of gaming as soon as it became online. Even before that, when the crouch button was invented and there was in a game where you could be co-op, your buddy when you were a kid, he teabagged you in Unreal Tournament. He teabagged you in Halo. I know my brother teabagged me in Halo as a kid, right? And that's just kind of how gaming was. That's how it always has been, where sometimes it's just a bit of fun to mess with your buddy. Um, but once again, another side to this comes out is when you're in a tournament, is it acceptable to behave in the way that you would at home, or at least similar to that? And in that, are you okay to mess with the other guy. You don't know him, right? You don't necessarily know the people on the other team. You don't know their kind of way that they think. And you know, maybe that separation really is necessary whenever you consider that you might mess with your buddies, but I don't know if you can mess with everyone else just for the fun of it. But I do that in games. I do. I absolutely do. I've been that toxic guy. I've been that guy messing with other people. I've been that person who, has said some things in a Team Fortress 2 lobby. I've absolutely been there where Team Fortress 2, you got some guys dancing down in the bottom and this is capture the flag and no one's playing, and you're just being a little bit sleazy sometimes. It's not entirely out of character for me to be a little bit rambunctious from time to time. So when I see it like that, I don't necessarily see a problem. I've even encountered in competitive Overwatch, I've had so many nights where it just ended up where a bunch of people were just mad at each other. They're just mad at each other. Like, man, what are you doing? Get on the point. Get on the point, dude. Get on the point. And you're screaming at this guy, and you don't know him. You don't know him, but you're screaming at him because you're mad. You just want him to get on the point, and he's not doing it. See, so when you're doing these kinds of things, when you are, being a little bit toxic, sometimes that's not necessarily toxic. It's just that competitive edge, that feeling that you want to be better, you want to win, you want to get gold. You want to win. Like who wants to play a game to lose, right? No one expects to lose when they go into a game, and if you do, like I don't know what to tell you, right? Like sometimes we're just not all good at some games. I definitely suck at a lot of games. Like don't put me in Dark Souls. Like I kind of suck at it. I can get where I need to go, but I suck at it, right? And I admit that, and I will fully acknowledge the fact that Dark Souls has beaten me down plenty of times. So when you're looking at it at the top end, when you're seeing these people who are the top dogs, right? These are the people who are like your shrouds, right? The people who came in to the gaming industry early enough. They've been playing since they were young. They are good at games. Their hand-eye coordination is off the charts. They definitely are playing at a level that me, you, and a lot of other people just don't have the time for to get that good, or even maybe the skill to get that good, right? Because that's a lot of dedication, and a lot of it is kind of just innate in you if you have that kind of skill. So while, being at the top level can absolutely come for anyone, I think anyone can get to that point. If you have a natural skill for it, you're a little bit ahead. And I kind of think that when it comes to trash talking and when it comes to, speaking your mind, or what's your essentially your unconscious mind, the things that just kind of come out while you're playing a game. Sometimes, you just are in the moment and you say things in the game, to other players, and you're having fun and you're bouncing around. Like, that's not a problem. I think the separation of when it becomes a problem is when the gloating, or the essentially the self, importance that comes with some of it kind of overspills into a little bit too much, right? Think about like what we said at the beginning of this video. In football, right? You get penalized if you gloat too far, too long. If you continue to, go, yeah, I'm the best, and whatever, and you just did a touchdown, yeah, we're all proud of you. But showmanship is very important. So when you're doing a live stream, when you're being a representative in a game, right? You are the top dog of a game. You should hold yourself to a higher standard. Now, I do not think being, a little bit rude is a horrible thing. I think that can be a drive within itself. Looking at someone else in the game and being like, "Man, I got you. I just shot you and I won and I'm better." Like that's not necessarily a huge thing, I don't think. But when you start to go a little bit personal, when you start to get a little bit too far with it or you continue down the road a little farther than you should, that's when the problem happens, right? But this all spurned off of what? Well, we had a live stream event that had happened, a tournament where some players had gotten into trouble for, I believe, teabagging and a little bit of trash talking. Now, he was teabagging his own friend, from what I understand, which is, I think, classified under bans. And a little bit of trash talking, not necessarily a bad thing. Now, I saw the clips and I've definitely been a little bit on like bored with all this kind of looking at what's going on, but I can't say that I agree with the termination of that player. At a certain point you should respect other players, especially when you're at the top level, right? You all work to get there and you should absolutely hold yourself to that standard, but we can't forget the niceties of gaming, right? As many of us might say that these are, sometimes a little bit aggravating. It is a nicety to know that when you play Halo and you get pwned, that kid who's 14 is going to teabag you, and you're just going to have to take it, you know? Like, it's nice to know that that's still part of gaming. It's nice to know that that's still part of where we all came from, where we all were kind of a little bit competitive, a little bit aggressive, which definitely lends to the ability of other players. Like these people are high level players. They definitely have seen some gameplay, right? They've seen some bad days. They've had some bad rough games, right? And when it comes to when you look at it in that way, right? When you look at it in that kind of context, and knowing that it was his friend and that they knew each other, I don't see a problem. I don't believe anyone should be terminated necessarily off of just being a little bit, you know, much. If you're if you're playing a game, everyone should understand the rules of the game still apply. You know, anything you can do in game, you can still do. And on stream, you can still do it on a tournament even. But you have to stick within the regulations a little bit. And while I don't agree with their decision to ban these players, I do understand that they were very clear about it in the way that they had presented it. And if they wish to hold a tournament where people are not allowed to teabag and not allowed to trash talk, that is completely their right. I just feel like they should have not been so harsh upon it. There's no reason to be harsh towards it. These are things that players have been doing for a long time. These are the way a lot of players are. You get a group of 100 people in a room and you're going to find half of them might teabag you in a game. So, like, you can't expect everyone to be on the same page on what is acceptable in a competitive game when so many other games and so many other genres and so many other tournaments, those rules don't always apply. And you can definitely go down a rabbit hole where the players just sit there completely quietly doing nothing except playing. And in one way, that's nice because they're fully focused, but I do like the character of people. I like to see these people, not only play really good, but say some things too, right? And that's pretty much where this kind of video ends off. I think that when it comes to this whole thing, just to wrap it up one last time, is that I think trash talk in gaming is fine. I think that being a trash talker in a tournament is fine. I do think, however, that you have to win in a public space, especially in a tournament where you are a representative of not only yourself, but your team and the people that you've worked with. and the organization holding the event and whatever marketing they might have and whatever people they might have signed on, you should respect that. But then again, like, you guys ever been in them TF2 lobbies? Yeah. I'd like to say thank you all for watching. This has been SpyPie Gaming TV, and if you like this kind of content, please subscribe and leave a like down below. We also have a couple different things. Like I said in the beginning of the video, we have a Twitch stream that we do. Well, I personally do. Jack is not streaming as of yet, but I am on twitch.tv at SpyPie Gaming, 10 p.m. CST to 2 a.m. And I would love to see you guys there. Like I said, on Wednesday of this week, I'm not going to be doing it, but however, on Thursday and Friday of this week, I will be. And then going on to the next weeks, I will be continuing with a normal Monday through Friday schedule. The only reason I've had to not stream tonight is so that I can definitely take care of the main channel, which is what I am dedicated to. You guys signed on for this, you signed on for videos, and I want to make sure that I have plenty of content on this channel for you guys. And if it coincides and it ends up interrupting on the stream, that is fine because this is where SpyPie Gaming is located. This is our base. This is where you guys came from. This is where our supporters and the people who watch our content and the people who have been there for us and subscribed and liked. This is where you guys came from, and we want to make sure that you guys have all the content that we put out here, especially as we move forward into branching out, like on TikTok, which is our next thing I'm going on to. We have a TikTok page as well. And I would love to see some people go and watch some of our clips. We do a lot of shorts and silly things on there. Um, they're not necessarily anything particular. It's more of a free flow thing there. It's not necessarily as structured as a lot of these videos typically are. So if you're into highlights and general game moments, as well as want to check out the new flurry and new jabs animations and stuff like that, we put them all the time. We always put them on the TikTok. As well as, I'd like to say that if you want to interact with us anywhere, you can definitely message us on Twitter. Like, send us some, whatever. Like, Jack runs the Twitter, and it's always going off. So we're just honestly just so thankful for everyone on the channel who comes and watches our stuff and interacts with us. So if you wish to interact with us more, that would be a great way to immediately get a hold of us. As well as we have a guild in Elder Scrolls Online. I'm gonna bring up really quickly. The guild in Elder Scrolls Online is our the SpyPie Gaming Council. It is our essentially our guild for people of all playing styles. We want to get people from our community, the people who watch our content, the people who enjoy the kind of things that we do, to be available in game for us to not only assist with builds and play with you guys and have you guys, be around so we could all talk and definitely grow this channel in the way that a lot of people might want to see, but we also would like to have it so that we can start having stream content from it as well. If you guys want to be on stream, if you want to be like, doing stuff on on our stream, on our YouTube page, on anything, join the guild on Elder Scrolls Online. And whenever we do content from Elder Scrolls Online that requires a group, we will be looking in the guild for people to come help us and come join in on the content. As well as, maybe we'll do some raiding and some dungeons and some PvP. It would be great to have the people who are here from Elder Scrolls Online to join us in game so that we can play with you guys and have a great time on that. As well as one last thing, I know I've been a little bit long winded with this, but we have a Patreon as well. And I would just like to bring that up for anyone who is interested to directly donating to the channel. The Patreon is the best way, as well as there is exclusive content on that channel. So if you would like to see some exclusive content behind the scenes and whatnot of SpyPie Gaming, check out our Patreon. all the tiers are the exact same except the last tier, which will allow you to more directly talk to us and suggest what kind of content you would like to see so that we can help fit the people who are our most dedicated viewers, as well as just remember that all the tiers are the exact same. They access all the same things, such as our Discord channel and exclusive content. We like the pay as you can method. Sorry, the pay as you can method because we just want to have the availability of this content. We're not necessarily worried about the dollar amount. We're worried about getting you guys into the SpyPie Gaming Discord and setting up things, as well as being able to continue to upgrade and progress the channel in a way that will allow us to do more for you guys. So I would just like to say thank you all for watching. Your support, such as a subscribe or a like, is plenty, and we are always thankful for the audience that we have. And that's it. I think I've gone through all of the important things to say, as well as talked about trash talking in video games. So thank you all for watching. This has been SpyPie Gaming, and I will see you all in the next video.